it is virtual, right? So we have a concept, we are selling a concept. So in that particular thing, what we need is to cross. I myself being a gold medalist running this company since last 8 years, that was the only obstacle or a bit of hard work wherein I wanted to convince own. So this is what I thought that let's be onto a self-dependent mode and start our own journey. And this 4.5 or 5 hours of my flight.
Hello, sir. Thank you for joining today. I'm Namrata and I'll be taking your interview. But before the interview begins, would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
Yes, myself, Dr. Kunal Premani. I'm CEO of Grovedas Consultants Private Limited. I'm an Atmanirbhar Bharat Awardee winner, Man of Excellence 2020 awardee winner in the field of business consulting. I myself being a gold medalist running this company since last 8 years, having more than 16 plus years of experiences to customer support, business excellence, marketing, communications, BPO, KPO, supply chain management, procurement. So a vast spectrum of verticals wherein I have had this experience, almost scattered across 16 plus years of experience. Uh, this is what a basic introduction seems like, and yes, I can. This is good.
All right, so great. Now, I would like to know something about your startup. Like, how did you come up with the idea?
I started this firm in January 2014. I was coming from a international flight in July 2013, wherein my boss was sitting into business class and I was into an economic class. So this triggered me into a space wherein I feel that why do we need to be dependent on somebody else to travel into a business class? Why not own? So this is what I thought that let's be onto a self-dependent mode and start our own journey. And this 4.5 or 5 hours of my flight that triggered me to start my own firm and be my own boss, and that is where the idea came up. So this is a small, what I can say, trigger a measure which happened to me, and I was like, now the time has come that I also deserve a business class, but on my own, rather being depending on somebody else.
Definitely, definitely. Now, when you had started out, what was the most difficult part that you had experienced?
See, let's not talk about brownie points like we are living in one parallel universe, but I'll talk something which is very genuine. That the first thing was trust, pressure, social pressure. That people who you would be working with somebody, they not immediately try to understand that you are the special one until and unless you perform onto some scale, right? So the first and the foremost thing was building trust into our society, into my professional network, into my social network, that yes, this is what I have started, and trust me, we are going to get this onto a new scale with the product idea, with the business idea what I have. That was the only obstacle or a bit of hard work wherein I wanted to convince people around me, people who knew me, that this is going to click. So that was the only obstacle or hard work or challenge which I faced. The rest, everything was very smooth.
So, when you started out, was there an existing market gap that you could identify?
Well, when I started this, the product idea or the business idea was, I understood that there is a huge potential or talent into an Indian youth. Like current company tagline says that we are empowering youth for the next generation challenges, and this is what we are advocating. And I have also received the award also of Atmanirbhar. So what we thought was, when I started this firm, I started that we need to train, develop youth for the next generation challenges. Like plenty of global investments coming in, plenty of companies investing in India. So our youth also needs to be on that international standards wherein they can perform, they can create a statement for themselves, or they can be a value addition to the company where they're going. So this gap I identified in 2014, and there is what our talent development, skill development, employment linked skill certification programs, and distance education. This is all it came into place.
Okay. Now, if you had to explain your business model in very simple terms, how would you do that?
Our business model is very easy. Like, we are here to train people. We are here to motivate people to be a value addition into their lives. Like, we have 4 to 5 business verticals with us. So the business model is everything is under one roof. Like, in case if you need training and development, marketing, recruitment, immigration, distance education, so we are here to make life of a candidate very easy in the sense we are here to develop their interpersonal skills, their communication skills, and their professional etiquette, so that once they are into the market, they're not they are identifying themselves and they have confidence enough to compete with any nationality or anybody into the organization. So the main objective is to develop skill set. The main objective is to be a value addition into the client's professional life.
All right. Now list down all the products or services that you are offering.
We are currently offering distance education. We are in association with universities. I'll not like to name out there, but we are associated with universities. We are associated with immigration attorneys, so we help candidates to get their immigration purposes also. We are into training and development. This is employment-linked skill certification program wherein we help candidates. These are in-house trainings, and because of this COVID times, we are doing it online. We are into marketing, wherein we help companies to expand, get their lead generation through digital media marketing, vertical integration, cost cutting analysis. We are into recruitment also, so we help plenty of unemployed people to get their jobs by training them also, not even if they're not taking our trainings, but then also we help them on the recruitment part. So this is scattered across a list of verticals, wherein 4 to 5 verticals we are into. So it is like everything is under one roof. That was the objective, and we have been successfully doing it since last 8 years.
All right. Now I want to know from you, like, who are your target customers? Is it just the audience, like individual people out there, or is it does it have a business model as well, where you approach businesses to upskill their workforce?
Our target audience can be anybody. It can be an undergraduate guy who is looking for a job, or it can be an undergraduate. It can be unemployed candidate looking for a job. It can be undergraduate who wants to complete his masters. We deal into immigration also. So we are with US green card service providers. We have immigration attorneys. So there are HNI clients also who need to invest 3 to 7 crores, based on that. So our target audience is not defined. It is scattered across, and that is why we say that it is a mall. It is a digital mall or a virtual mall, so that each and everyone can come, and we have a solution for each one of them. It is just to need to understand the solution and give them the proper guidance.
Great. Now you will also agree to the fact that in a digital space as today's, there are a lot of companies giving the same kind of services as you are doing. So what makes your company or your services the differentiating factor in the crowd?
Well, to be honest, I'll make it very clear. I don't want to sound very egoistic or so in that case, but ideally what happens is, like, we deal into different verticals. So there are players who are into that particular vertical. There would be some very good players who deal only into immigration. There are very players who only deal into training and development. But everything is not inculcated in one company. This is what we have been doing it. So that is why, like as I said, that our target audience is scattered across the community. It is not one single. Like, there would be company who is doing very well with the immigration, but this core forte is only immigration. Like, there would be somebody who is only doing training and development. Their core forte is training and development. But we have created a platform wherein each and every requisite of a layman or a common man, if he's coming to us, we are making sure that we are providing him with the services provided. Like, if he wants to complete his education, we help him to complete his education. After education, if he wants to work, we help him with the recruitment process also. And in case if he wants to go overseas, if he have achieved something, he can also go. So it is 360 degree cumulated verticals across. So I don't think anybody in the competition is doing that. They might be doing with segregated different verticals, but all under one roof, I doubt if there are some.
All right. Now, you are providing a particular kind of services to the audience. Now, what are the services or products or say expertise you require to run your business efficiently?
See, in our consulting business, the most important thing is trust. So it depends on mostly on the service providers or the vendors whom we deal in. So authenticity is first thing. Second is the quality of our vendors who are providing these services. It can be our business partners also, like in immigration or distance education. If the college is not up to the mark, the response time is not very good. The candidate might not come to us, or if they'll only come and keep on complaining to us. So the quality and authenticity of our business partners is something very important, because we don't have anything physical. It is virtual, right? So we have a concept. We are selling a concept. So in that particular thing, what we need is to cross-verify the authenticity and the genuinity of the client, of the business partner or the vendor. That keeps us rolling. So if that is there, we also know that we are into safe hands. The client is into the safe hands, and end of the day, the things are getting delivered.
Now that you mentioned about vendors, I want to know from you, what are the parameters you judge a vendor before being associated with them?
Parameters in the sense is like, if pricing would not be an issue if the quality is good, because we cannot compromise on the quality just for the sake of quantity or pricing. So pricing, as far as it is concerned, that is not the matter. We only want is, as I said, that the vendor should be sufficient enough. The vendor should be successful in his own model, or the business partner should be successful in his own model with providing some good success stories, or having a good operational excellence thing, wherein it makes life easy for us also and for our clients also. So that is something which we take into consideration, like location, geography, sample size. This is not matters to us. What matters is, like, if the services are good, if the client engagement is good, and if they are into making our life easy, that is what we need. That is a need of an hour, actually.
Okay. Now, coming to the future of the company, what are the recent and long-term goals you have in mind?
We are no exception as far as COVID has hit. These 2 waves of COVID, so we are also being hit. So our immediate action plan was to get through a bit of cost cutting, and just to survive these 2 hard-hitting waves, which we have been successfully doing it. And that is a short-term vision as of now, because immigration and distance education, these were the 2 verticals which were hit very badly, because immigration, the flights were cancelled, people were not going in, and colleges were shut and everything. Now the long-term plan is to expand into every possible tier 1 city and tier 2 city in India, and make this as a domestic brand, because internationally also we need to get ourselves on the map, which is what we are already doing through our international business partners. But we want to make a statement that we are here to train youth, to empower youth through their skill sets, through their professional etiquettes, to their personal etiquettes, personality development, grooming. And we need to make this country, the youth of this country, to reach to a certain position wherein they are able to compete with people from different nationalities, or they need to make on the statement on their own. So that is the objective of what we are looking. Longer term also, we need to have a presence in every possible tier 1 and tier 2 cities.
Great. Now, you that have mentioned about cost cuttings, you would also agree to the fact that having a steady source of finance plays a really crucial role in expansion of the business. So I want to know from you, like, have you taken funds previously for the business? Are you willing to in the near future? How is it working for you?
From the incorporation from 2014 till date, we have not taken any kind of fundings, because we were very occupied with the sources, with the income what we were having, and we were at a very good stage, like autopilot stage. So we were at a good place. Currently also we are at a good place, to be very honest, but there is a saying in management that you should never say no. So in case if there is a scope of expansion wherein things get back to normal, or in case if there isn't funding required, definitely we'll look forward for the seed funding or any kind of activities such like.
Well, all the best to that, sir. But
Thank you.
before closing this interview, what are your thoughts on startup lanes?
I have been associated with Startup Lanes for 2 chapters, that is Ahmedabad chapter and Mumbai chapter. I don't know how many people I have recommended to Startup Lanes and they have joined. Also, like it was around 2.5 or 3 years of relationship with startup. I would like to congratulate Mr. Gupta also for doing an exceptionally, a job for combining community at one single place, and then acknowledging our sincere efforts and commitment towards whatever field or verticals we are into. So I wish you all the best as a team, and special thanks to Mr. Gupta for arranging this, and my all the best to you.
Well, thank you for your time, sir. It was lovely talking to you. Thank you for taking out your time and speaking about your business ideas on our platform.
Thank you. Thank you for having me with you.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day ahead.
Same to you. Thank you.